So recently, there's been two ultra premium collection boxes, the Mega Charizard X EX UPC, and just recently, the Team Rocket's Moltres EX UPC was released. And what's common with these two UPCs is that they both dropped in price pretty drastically. And if you invested into these and pre-order them, uh, you would have lost quite a bit, especially with this Mega Charizard UPC. So I first want to talk about this Mega Charizard UPC because this is a very interesting product because it is, very reminiscent of the Sword and Shield Charizard UPC. And I've talked about how before, like I don't always like making comparisons to older products or older sets that are somewhat like each other. For example, Surging Sparks, Vivid Voltage, Phantasmal Flames, Obsidian Flames. I don't like doing that because it's not always the same. But in this case, I think they're pretty similar in a lot of ways. First, on pre-order, they were both extremely expensive, and on release, prices dropped significantly. Both of these products, the old, Sword and Shield Charizard UPC and this one, they both have great pack selections as well. They both have nice promos and stuff. So I think they're just very similar, just in just every aspect. Both had major amounts of supply, and that's why prices have dropped significantly. But they were always both good products, and that's the exact same thing that's going on here. It's a very good product. It's going to do extremely well in the long term. I mean, it's obvious, but it's just there's so much supply. That's literally the only thing. It was the exact same situation with the Charizard UPC from Sword and Shield. It was never a bad product. Everyone liked it before people knew of how big the supply was, and the reprint or whatever. Everyone liked it. It's just when there was so much, it was a problem. This has been seen time and time again where people look at a product differently because there's just so much supply. I mean, go back to Sword and Shield, Fusion Strike, right? Chilling Rain. Even you could say, Silver Tempest, Lost Origin. They got pretty big reprints. You can go, with so many examples of people's perspectives on a piece of a product as an investment changes drastically when there's a ton of supply, regardless of what the product. If it's a very good product, people still won't look at it the same because there's just too much supply. People expect there to be, a great product and have like major scarcity for it to be a great investment. But people just don't want to buy when there's a lot of it. And you know what? Somewhat it's understandable because you just don't know how long it's going to take for that supply to dry up, and you could be sitting on a product that doesn't move in price for a year. That can happen. It's not unheard of, right? It may take a while for prices to move up, and that's exactly what happened with the Sword and Shield Charizard UPC. It took a long time for it to go up. It was, staying in the 120, 150 range for a long time. Like, it didn't move up very quickly because there was just so much. And that's what people are worried about with this product because there's just so much. And you can see, I made a video talking about how a lot of scalpers failed buying this product, especially people that bought at GameStop, which GameStop doesn't even sell, or I guess some don't sell at MSRP anymore. And I guess they were selling at like 200, which you can see is actually above market price. The Charizard UPC definitely, I think, fooled a lot of new people who were unaware of the actual situation of the supply where there was a significant amount. Now, I'm not exactly sure because I don't have distribution, but I truly wonder if there's going to be a second wave of supply for this product just because it was released with Phantasmal Flames. So I really wonder, because Phantasmal Flames is a wave release, I really wonder if this is actually going to get a second wave of supply. If it does, this product's going to go pretty low, and possibly maybe this will get close to MSRP, which is, what is it, 120? If it's 120, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if this gets a second wave of supply. Like I said, I mean, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but if it does, or we get any sort of supply anytime soon, this product I could see, going to like $150, pretty close to there. It seems like somewhat maybe we've hit a recent bottom. As you can see here, prices for the past like week or so have been around like 180. So it hasn't gone any lower than that since it's dropped from like when it was released around like 230. It hasn't dropped any more in the past week. So I don't know, if there's more supply coming, but if there is, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to like 150 for a little bit of time because there's just so much of these. And GameStop, if they're selling at 200, obviously there's going to be people that still buy it, but people that are are aware of the actual market price, it's cheaper just to go online and purchase it. You don't even need to go to GameStop. So I wonder if GameStop is holding on to some of these products, if they're going to reduce prices, because I don't think they really expected prices to drop to the point where they are now, because now they're actually overpriced over market. Now, the second product I want to talk about here is the Team Rocket's Moltres UPC. This one just came out, as you can see, with the sales volume increasing. This is just recently released. As you can see here, something has also similarly happened. Prices have dropped. Prices before release were around 250, pretty much the exact same as the Charizard UPC. But price already dropped. You can see it's gone all the way down to 210. Now, what is something worth noting here? You can see the sales volume is extremely different. Look at the sales volume for this Charizard UPC. You can see here from the first day when it was selling for $215, which is basically the same as the Team Rocket's UPC, 561 sold. Look at the stark difference here. 215 sold, and I'm pretty sure this was also the day the TCG player sale started, and not nearly as many have sold. You can see there's a stark difference with demand here. So yeah, that's something very worth noting. And you can still see this is still selling 100 per day on TCG player, whereas Moltres not really happening. So you can see there is a difference with demand between these two products, which is worth noting. Now this has dropped less so far than the Charizard UPC. At one point this was selling for $300, sort of like the Charizard UPC, but there weren't as many sales at this price point, as people were buying the Charizard UPC when it was $300, like quite a bit. But this one, there just hasn't been as much sales volume. But you can see it's already dropped from 250 to around 210. So it's dropped around $40, which is what percentage wise, like maybe 15-20%. So we'll see what happens with this product as well. If prices drop just like the Charizard UPC, it honestly wouldn't surprise me, because I just found this post, as you can see here, from the Pokemon investing subreddit, and look at this. There's a lot here, and this person says, I just checked my local GameStop an hour before they closed just to see what Black Friday deals they had. Didn't get one because $200 is a ripoff, but surprised to see so many left. Anyone else experience this? And at $200, it's like $10 under market, which isn't that much, but you would think that, okay, with a product that's newly released, it would sell out, but nope, they are still sitting, even though it's a tiny bit under market. This person is sharing that the Charizard UPC was 200 and the Moltres one was 160. Passed on both. I mean, they would have gotten a $50 discount, which is what, like 25%. So I don't know. That's a pretty good discount, but they just passed. This person says that same deal. There were plenty. There were plenty. The GameStop employees were joking that every customer asked the price, and then when they found out, they passed. Yeah, people that are aware of these of the supply of these products and the prices. I think people are now more price conscious because of the internet, but people are passing on these. So you can just see there just seems to be a lot of people that are just conscious about the supply. And this person even saying 150-ish with Pro is still steep. GameStop is garbage for charging what should be 120. Okay, obviously we're on the people are talking about MSRP, but let's be real here. 150 from 120. $30 increase, that's 25% increase from MSRP. That isn't that much. Like, if honestly, and I know everyone's in different financial position, but if $25 or 25% of a difference being $30 is a like bank breaker for you, maybe you shouldn't have even been buying it, right? But let's be honest here. $30, what is that really? I mean, per pack, what is that, like, adding to? There's 18 packs. That's like an extra $3. Yeah, $3 per pack. Or no, maybe even just $2 per pack. That's like not that much. So I know people are still, just on the MSRP. I don't want to pay above it, sort of, wagging, and I guess that's fair enough. But I really truly believe if you're paying 25% over MSRP and you're getting it for like 25% under market, I mean, I don't think that's that bad. But anyways, kind of besides the point. Just want to share this with you all. These UPCs, they're great. I think they're all going to perform well. But in the time being, there's just a lot of supply of these. And some people are refusing to buy them from GameStop. I guess they're above MSRP. But the Charizard one is the most interesting because it just seems so reminiscent of the Sword and Shield one. And at 180, I think long term you can't go wrong. But will they do more reprints, restocks of these products? Maybe. So I guess that's something to be scared of. So just want to share these with you all. I haven't bought any of these if you were wondering, but it's interesting to see these great products, very popular products, are seemingly high demand, or they were on pre-order. There's so much supply, and it seems like people are skipping out on them. And if you did buy on pre-order, well, you kind of got destroyed on them. So just wanted to talk about these two products. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.